African. The blacks that come to America slave, we're not Africans.
That's
We didn't look
right.
like no damn Shaka Zulu. We are known as the children of Israel. Our language was Hebrew. We
That's
spoke Hebrew.
right. That's right.
We didn't
Bring it
speak no damn English language. Even though the English language was invented by the Anglo-Saxon, and the Anglo-Saxons were Jews. It was proven in the book. Give me that book called Art of the Visiting. Hold on. Miss, hold on. I'm going to show you some facts, okay? You call yourself European, right? Do you know European was a black woman? European? She was a black woman. No. Not all nations. Listen. Ain't no section of black people. According to your shirt, right? Your jacket, this is black. Do I look like this? Look. This is brown.
No, you don't.
Ain't no such as no black people. You know who gave us that name? The so-called European. The disciple were called black. Neither. You know the disciple of black? The so-called black? Let's prove it in Acts 13. Huh? Come on, let me tell you something. Yeah, come on, bring it up. Yes, sir. Bring it up.
Let me tell you. Chapter 3, verse 5.
Right.
It says, he had built it against me.
Right.
And compares me with God.
Right.
And travail.
Right.
He has set me in dark place.
Right.
As they that be dead of old.
See? What is the dark place that all people in? Let's be real. Let's be real, miss. Let me ask you a question, right? Let's be real. Let's be real. Is black people in America have wisdom? No. Is black people in America? What country you from? Huh? You're from Norway, right? Oh, I like that. Do you know where Norway come from? In Norway, the word Norway come from? The word Norway means Northmen. They were the Vikings. You heard of the Vikings? The Vikings, do you know the Vikings were black, right? I know you ain't gonna believe that. You ain't gonna believe. You ever heard of Eric the Blood Axe? Eric the Red? You ever heard of Eric the Blood Axe? You heard of Finland? You know Canada was called Finland, right? Where the Vikings occupied Finland and Canada one time. I call it Canada for word before Canaan. They were black people. How the white people got Europe? Let's be real. White people got Europe when black people overthrew the 9th century BC. That's how white people got Europe. How the white people got England? They overthrew the Celtics. You ever heard of Celtics? The Celtics they were known as a nation. They were black people. They were black people. And then when the white men and the Julius Augustus Caesar, so forth, they went to overthrow the black Jews in England. You know, Britain, the word Britain means covenant men, British. England means land of the angel. You heard of King James, right? King James was black. King James' grandfather was King Edward VIII. You know King Edward VIII was black. Okay? And his mother was Mary Queen of Scotland. And King Edward VIII was the first black man to took over England at one time. Okay? So King James was the first black man from the Stuart family to rule England. So the word England means land of the angel. They were Jews. I know you ain't gonna believe in that because you know what? You're from Norway. You ain't gonna learn the history unless you go to the library and do research. But the Vikings were black people. And they were Jews. Right. Okay? Attila the Hun was black. Anglo-Saxon. No, give me that book called right there, the Anglo-Saxon.
Obama.
This is a picture of Peter.
Obama.
Yes.
Obama.
You have the Obama. That's right there. That's the damn business. I don't know damn about Obama. Obama is a damn African.
That's right.
Okay? You see the book? Say something. You see King James, right? You see King James? Now look at this man right here. You know, just like David Lincoln. You ever see David Lincoln? You know, just like David Lincoln. Black as hell, man. King James. King James' mother was Mary Queen of Scotland. Mary Queen of Scotland was a black woman. Okay? His father was Lord Darnley. You can look at it. Okay? Give me a second. Hold on. If you say something very important, you say King James was a homosexual and a pedophile, we the record, we the facts. We get it from. You know what? Say it out loud. Say it out loud. King James, you say King James was a homosexual, right? Hold on. Who authorized the translation of the Bible? King James, right? Now, if I'm writing a book, right? And I see the word homosexual, wouldn't I take it out to my purpose? Huh? If I'm writing a book together, right, and I see the word, if a man lie with another mankind, because King James authorized the translation of the Bible. So when King James tell the Bible started taken out? Exactly, no. The guy that was going around telling King James that people that King James James was a homosexual is a brother by the name of Anthony Weldon. You ever heard of Anthony Weldon? Anthony Weldon, hold on, miss, hold on. Anthony Weldon did not like King James. And then later on, listen, miss, do your research, okay? You know my book? King James was not a fan. King James, where's the facts? You know what? She go by one word of information. You know what? I'm reading this one book. Listen, I'm reading one book. I'm not believing this. Bring it out! I don't do other research. That's what it is. King James was not a homosexual. Let's prove. Give me that book 2013.
But you're not.
The book of 2013. First of all, King James was not a homosexual. That's no record of that. That's a lie. Do you know what King James done? Miss, what do you know about King James? Tell me. Go ahead. Give me some history about King James. Go ahead. You know about King James. Bring it out. Give me history.
Bring it out. Huh? Bring it out. Bring it out.
You said King James was a homosexual with the history.
This is the
Chapter 12. Miss, you said King James was a homosexual.
And a pedophile. Don't forget, a pedophile.
You said King James was a homosexual. What do you know about King James? What do you know about King James? Answer the question. You know what happens is? You want me to give you some book to read? You want me to give you some book to read? Do you want to be some books to read? Okay? You can read a book called, listen. What book you read? One book, right? One book. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. You don't know nothing about King James. What year King James ruled? What year King James ruled England? You don't have to know. Come on, man. You don't know nothing about King James.
I know.
Let me just say one thing.
Because you speak louder than I speak, then that must make your statement.
Listen. Let me say one thing. Hold on. Listen. Okay, you said you studied history on King James.
I said I did my thesis.
No, but we talk about King James now. Right.
As well as King James.
When we talk about King James now, do you realize that during the time period, there was war going on as far as this Bible being brought out? Because the rich was the only ones that can have the Bible. The Bible wasn't meant to be brought out to the average people. So what happened was a lot of scholars was upset when King James started bringing out this Bible to what they would call peon people. So they framed him and they said things. Now, one thing to you, if King James was really a homosexual, why is this scripture, real quick, Leviticus 20 and 13 in there? Because he would take that out. If I'm a homosexual, why would I allow this? Or a pedophile, why would I allow this in there? And I'm going to give it back to you.
This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse
16.
Leviticus also says
Hold on. Let's let the Bible read.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 16.
Come on.
And if a woman approach unto any beast,
Leviticus 20,
13. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13.
Come on.
If a man also lie with mankind,
Now, if a man lies with mankind, come on.
as he lied with a woman,
Come on.
both of them have committed an abomination.
Both of them. Now, hold on 1 second. Now, if I'm a homosexual, this is the first thing that I'm going to take out because it's condemning my lifestyle. If I'm really a homosexual, wait, hold on, sister. That's the first thing. I'm going to rip that up. I don't want to hear that because that's against my lifestyle. King James was not a homosexual. They framed with that. Okay?
My question to you is, why are we starting with the King James version of the Bible?
Because
the original text was translated from Hebrew. So don't quote from King James version because you cannot take a text, the entire text.
Miss. What, you
And
read
I
Hebrew?
speak it fluently.
Hold on, miss. Hold on. You speak Hebrew?
I already answered your question.
Okay, what I said, little one.
No, you answered my question. Why are we starting with the King James version of the Bible when it was the original text? I just answered the
Okay,
question. I just
what I said, little one.
No, answer my question. Because you can't answer my question.
What I said, little one.
Don't rush
Can
to
you
me.
answer my question? No, but I asked you a question. I'm not going for test.
Bring it out!
Maybe he's answering it.
James also wasn't gay. And everybody here that you're showing isn't Jewish.
What is happening here? They're arguing about the Bible. About the Bible.
She said she speak Hebrew, right? Now the brother is
answer my
talking to
question.
Hebrew.
That
Look,
had
but if
nothing
speak
do
Hebrew,
with my
you know what?
question.
You're
I
ducking
also
and dodging.
and
You're
that's what
ducking
you're
and dodging.
doing.
You know what happened? You know what too also?
That's what you're
First of all,
doing.
the
What
Bible
you
was
did
written in Hebrew.
was
The
in
Bible
the
was written in
Bible,
Hebrew.
I said
King
the
James
original
alternate translation
was
from
written in
Hebrew,
Hebrew.
from Hebrew to English
And
under all
anyone-
nations, so
anyone-
all nations will understand it. Let's prove it.
Read or
Let's get
speak
Romans
Hebrew
1 Corinthians
knows
14,
that you
31.
cannot
That's
correctly
crazy.
translate
That's crazy.
all words.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie?
That's a lie. Because
Okay,
you know, if
okay.
you know Hebrew,
Okay.
anybody know